Hello, this is David Dean, and normally I don't do the patch notes videos because usually the patch notes videos are like 3 lines long and don't see much point in doing a whole video on it. But 3.4 is huge. The patch notes, there was so many things in it that I really wanted to make sure people knew were coming out. A lot of really interesting things. I know I was excited about it, so I wanted to share that with everybody else. We got some Battle Royale stuff we don't really care about. What we care about is the 3 Husketeer quest line for Save the World. We will be talking about the new hero, Bunny Penny. And there is the image now of another new hero, and these are just reskins to let you know, and we will go through them, of Rabbit Raider Jonesy. And yeah, okay, not too impressed with that look, but that's okay because we got a lot of cool things coming. One of the huge things for me, I get tons of requests, mainly now that I'm doing a series on people's home bases and showing them off on my channel. People on Xbox and on PlayStation 4 wanted me to check out their bases. There was still some issues with crossplay, but Epic is working hard to address those issues, and the next phase of crossplay improvements on console, just adding a bunch of more utility and function, allowing that to happen. There are videos out there other people have done on how to basically set up crossplay with a PC player. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But that's going to be a huge thing. The more people we can get playing together, obviously, the better the game is. There's a few bug fixes they listed here. None of them really I ever really noticed. Fixed rare bug where player could be launched up in the air after colliding with the world in tight places. That would have been a nice bug to know about. I could have had fun with that. But and then there's just a few others that really don't seem to be a big issue. And we don't care about Battle Royale, so we will skip over that. Here we go. Right off the bat, Combat Pro is now available to control scheme option. I didn't even know what Combat Pro really was, had to research it. And basically just if you play Battle Royale and you have a wireless controller, it's the default mode that they play on it, which is different than evidently the default mode in Save the World. So there's a lot of people who play Battle Royale that wanted that option for Save the World, and voila, we have it. But the big thing for me, sprint no longer costs energy. That is huge. They have been trying to make the game faster, which to me makes it more fun. And one of the big things is no longer losing out on that energy. Also, I love using my abilities much more than I like shooting my gun. So this allows me to have the endurance or the energy I need the second I show up to the fight and use those abilities. Another thing, dying or resurrection no longer reduces the durability of your equipped weapons. So basically dying, besides just taking a timeout for a few seconds, really doesn't have much of a negative effect at all anymore. You can speed up, you're speeding up how fast you can search containers. It's nice, not a big deal, but I'll take it. Players no longer take fall damage on hoverboard when landing on a speed boost pad. Didn't know that was an issue, but good to have. This one's another huge one. Crafting ingredients stack limit increased from 99 to 200. That is awesome. Obviously, cutting how much or how quickly you fill up your backpack and home base storage area in half. The one thing though, it will not automatically do it. So what you're going to have to do, probably the best thing is go into your armory tab, go into your home base storage, and transfer them back and forth to get rid of the stacks of 99 to get them to stack up to 200 if you have that many. So that will help a lot. Another thing, increased trap stack limit from 20 to 200. Now, even I love traps. Probably won't be walking around with 200 of each. I'll probably stick around 20, but it will be nice. Dynamos, I actually usually have about 40 of those because I usually put a lot of those down. So once again, just quality of life improvements, and really happy to have them. But now we get to the Spring It On quest line, the 3 Husketeers. All right. And they got a bunch of stuff going on here. Huge explosions, epic mini boss fights. We'll get into that. If you finish the quest line, you automatically get Miss Bunny Penny, Legendary Constructor. They'll talk about her again a little bit further down, and at that point we'll get into her in detail. We have a special spring theme Trojan Bunny mission. Looking forward to that. They had the very, very short video of this gigantic, huge wooden bunny getting absolutely blown up and demolished. So looking forward to seeing what that is actually when implemented. Fight 3 storm mini bosses in one fight. Find the best strategy to defeat the evil trio. Mini bosses are extremely difficult. There's a little bit I don't like, is that it makes it almost impossible to solo, or extremely difficult to solo, which I'm okay with. It's good to have bigger team challenges in the game, and I like the fact they're doing things like this. Make it a little bit more difficult, make it a little bit more challenging, and give us some nice rewards for doing it. And here, the first upgrade llama purchase is now free. Basically, it sounds like everybody who logs in, whoever did the free llama quest at the beginning of the game, you're going to get a free upgrade llama. Outstanding. I'll always take more loot. This change was made to address the issue when some players were unable to progress through the loot llama tutorial if they spent V-Bucks to make a Battle Royale purchase before completing the tutorial. So just basically rewarding everybody for a bug that affected very few people. Upgrade llama and other activities can now provide players with deep choices. Basically, and fortunately, this is only on epic or legendary rarity cards. That was one issue I kind of hated whenever I get a choice on rare items, because nobody uses rare items. Basically, after you're like level 5 or 6, all you're worried about is epic and legendary. And this is a deep choice event, will allow players a second choice after they make their first choice from a card. Okay, that's great. You can narrow down exactly what you're looking for on the epic and legendary. I definitely hope this goes into, it says upgrade llamas. Let's see, this only applies to normal llamas, not event llamas. That's too bad. I really wanted it on the event llamas. And then they're going to double the appearance rate of the troll stash llama. That is great if you got a bunch of V-Bucks. To me, it's going to be irritating because there's no way I can keep up collecting V-Bucks on a no cash account to keep up with all the troll stash llamas coming out. But for all the people who are willing to put out some money, excuse me, to get V-Bucks, the troll stash llamas are going to come twice as often now. And that guarantees at least one epic schematic, one legendary schematic, and one of either or type. And there is some more stuff coming up here. They just got tons of stuff in this update. Hopefully everything goes good and it actually works today, because a lot of people are going to be happy today. Increase the amount of evolution materials awarded for mission completion. And basically here, if you're in Stonewood, it's a 10% increase to these drops of rain, lightning in a bottle, things like that. And then in Plankerton, 25% increase, Candy Val, 50%, and then Twine Peaks, 100% increase. And a lot of this, it seems like now that I'm playing, I've gone through the game playing on one that I spent a bunch of money on, and I never had enough evolution materials. And now I'm doing a no cash account, and I easily have all the evolution materials I need. Basically, it seemed like Epic didn't account for the fact how many people are going to spend money to buy llamas, to get a bunch of equipment that constantly needed upgrade and more evolution materials. And this is just their way of addressing that issue. After all, there's no reason to spend your money on V-Bucks to buy more llamas if you don't have materials to upgrade those llamas. So they're just kind of encouraging you to spend a little bit more money. Alright, all missions in the game will now award some amount of XP across all commander levels. So basically, you no longer have the gray missions, which give you 0 XP. Missions that would have previously appeared gray to a player now appear green, and they will get some XP out of it, commander XP. This is just encouraging more high-level players to help out the lower-level players, hopefully to keep more people in the game and keep people leveling up. And also going on, mission alerts, increased number of firecracker tickets received by completing group mission alerts from 60 to 150 to 100 to 240. So that's actually a pretty big boost. Of course, we're at the very last event of the firecracker ticket event. So a little bit late, but better late than never. So we'll go ahead and take all those extra tickets. Going forward, events that feature Mutant Storm and mini boss mission alerts will reward the 100 to 240 tickets as well. So that's a good thing. All future events will have it. But once again, we got a lot more going on. Okay, refocus mini boss mission alerts towards transformation keys and high rarity items. So this is great because to me, the mini boss, the difficulty level of that in the mission did not correlate to the reward that you were given for it. So first of all, we're going to greatly increase the chance of transformation keys to appear. It used to be a 1% chance, now it's a 15% chance in Twine Peaks. Transformation keys, and remember, if you have this for legendary transformation keys, which I hope they'll have dropping now in Twine Peaks, if you have a transformation key for a hero or for a lead survivor, there's a chance instead of giving you a legendary, it will give you a mythic. So this is huge. This is a great thing, and I see people doing a lot more of the mini bosses missions now instead of avoiding them. Also, slightly increased V-Bucks for mini boss alerts. Increased mini llama rewards from 1 to 2 in Plankerton. I really could care less about the mini llamas. They're just kind of annoying to me. But hey, I'll take whatever I can get. Alright, moderately reduce the chance for the mini boss alerts to choose evolution materials as extra rewards. Those are increased. So it slightly reduces the chance to get the evolution materials, but when you do get them, you're going to get more evolution materials than you get right now. Reduce the chance of mini boss and mission alerts to choose XP as the extra award. I kind of like the extra XP awards. Kind of always went to them to get more schematic and survivor XP, but hey, let's see how it works out. Remove crafting ingredients from the reward list. So you're not going to get 99 nuts and bolts anymore for doing all that extra work, which to me is definitely a good thing. If you want more nuts and bolts, just go in an industrial zone and you get all you want. Alright, remove various items that were too low rarity for the area. Thankful. I hated that in Twine Peaks. They would give a reward of a rare survivor or a rare weapon, which if you're in Twine Peaks and you don't already use an epic and legendary, you're probably dying a lot. Candy Valley and Twine Peaks mission reward boost. This is the biggest one probably out of all of them. It does seem like just such a crawl going through Candy Valley and Twine Peaks. And I've already completed the entire mission all the way through, and I did it with a large group of people on my friends list, and most of them completed it around level 100 on their commander level, but you can get up to, I think I've seen people up to a level 120. So it really wasn't syncing up the way I think they wanted it to. So now increasing all this will allow you to increase your weapons up, leveling them, increase your heroes, everything. Which once again, that is tying into more of the evolution materials, allowing you to do that part of it. So fortunately, they seem to be thinking about it big picture wise, very intelligently, and hopefully this will be working out. And then refine resources piles like wood, metal beams. Now properly scale the amount of materials they drop based on their size. That always seemed a little bit off. Really didn't worry about it too much, but it's nice that now it'll actually make a little bit more sense. A few more bug issues. Corrected an issue which could cause players to be able to use triangle walls that were inverted from the pattern that build the radar displayed as required. Yeah, never had that. Fixed an issue where some traps weren't granting score when activated. I really hope that this is stating, like I talk about all the time on my storm shield defenses, you can run up to some traps and see how many charges they have left on them. And sometimes it shows it and sometimes it doesn't. Hopefully that's what they're talking about, granting score. But we will see. But also moving on, jump pads, defender posts, and boost pads. World drops now drop in later zones. I did notice that. The traps for those never showed up in Twine Peaks. It'll be nice to have. I actually throw down jump pads almost every single mission I do to jump up on roof quickly for the objective. Fixed issue with wall launcher trap not triggering when a tier 3 wooden floor was placed next to it. This was driving me crazy for so long. I was just always in the habit of building basically a trap tunnel away from the objective out of wood, and this really affected me a lot, and now I can go back to doing that. Fixed a spelling error, don't care. Survivor on top of vehicle is invulnerable once again until the vehicle is destroyed. This has just been annoying the hell out of me in Survivor missions, because no matter how good you are or what you did, suddenly there would be one of the beehive husks that showed up or one of the blasters and just take out your survivor. So very glad they got rid of that, get it back to the way it was. Fix gate mission awarding the particular badge twice on mission failure. Didn't know that was a thing. This is a lot. There is just so much in this update, and so much of it is actually really good. And this one I really didn't even know about. Even though they showed the bunny in the little bitty video clip, the Trojan bunny getting blown up, we now have remote explosives will be added. Go and blow something up remotely. If you haven't seen it in the Battle Royale, they currently have this, people running around blowing up stuff all over the place. Use fire to place an explosive, alt fire to detonate all the ones you have placed. You can blow up structures aside from the ones your team has built, so you can't blow up whatever your teammate built, in addition to enemies. Note, they cannot hurt objectives. They can also detonate when they take damage from weapons. Excuse me. These are found in the world and do not persist past the end of the mission. So this will be fun to play with. But it's just a little strange because you can't... Hopefully you can place them on your structures, whatever you build, trap tunnels and other things. And then when mobs come in, blow them up. One thing that would be really great with this is, if that's the way it works, putting a bunch of these in your trap tunnel and just waiting till a smasher comes in. Usually the smashers can pound their way through or just basically suck up all the damage and still get through to your through the trap tunnels. So now you can blow up the smashers inside your trap tunnels. At least that's what I'm hoping can be done. Looking forward to doing it. Unfortunately, these will probably also set off the propane tank guys, so that could be a little bit of a negative. We'll see. But reduce the chance of the following weapon perks being rolled to about 30% of what it was before. That is a great thing. I actually, damage versus affliction, I kind of like, because right now, once you get up in Canny Valley and Twine Peaks, the only weapons I want are weapons with either energy affliction or with an elemental type affliction damage on it. So having damage versus affliction was an okay perk to me, but damage versus slow or snared is just totally worthless to me. Damage versus stun, knockback, and stagger, also totally, I don't ever want it as a perk if I have a choice. crit damage versus affliction. Once again, I try to only use weapons that have affliction on it, so that one's actually a decent one for me. But the two middle ones, glad to see them gone, or reduced. Boost pad crafting costs should now be comparable to other movement pads. Okay, not too worried about that. Defenders have had some balance adjustment. I was so excited when I read this. I was really hyped. I was hoping they corrected their AI so they would get out of bee clouds and gas clouds from the lobbers. I was hoping they would beef up their defense so they wouldn't die so quickly. And no, they didn't do any of that. Basically, they increased their damage a lot. Melee and range crit chance perks increase from 9 to 15. Crit damage perk 24 to 54. Range clip size perk. So all the perks on the defenders have increased. They did give you a 4% increase to defender health, shield, and shield regen if you have that perk. That's the only defensive one. Everything else is just doing more damage, which is good. They keep trying to make the defenders more viable in the game, but to me, the key thing to making these things viable is increasing their AI so they can just walk out of those cloud AoE effects, because otherwise they're just going to keep dying and you're going to have to keep babysitting them regardless of damage done. Significantly increased defender's accuracy and standardized defender firing rates for all range weapons. And I was working on a defender video. I never got it all put together, but it lets you know defenders can do headshots and defenders can blow up the propane tanks when the exploder husk are carrying them. So just to let you know, but yeah, increasing accuracy. Once again, mostly what you're doing with all this is increasing damage output by the defenders. A few more. Bug fix correct an issue that would cause the flame grill trap to deal less damage than intended at higher evolutions. I did an entire video on this, and I'm glad to see that is out of there. I actually really want to start leveling up my fire trap. Unfortunately, I'm running low on schematic XP, so I'll still have to wait. Added a potential fix for issue with floating ceiling electric traps. Once again, if you watch my videos, Storm Shield defenses, they are going up through the roof plates. Hopefully that will be corrected. The only thing I didn't like the wording in this. The trap will be slightly lower than the surface of the ceiling it is placed on, and the camera will again collide with the trap. And the camera will again collide with the trap. I don't know what that means. What camera are they talking about? So I'm just going to press on heroes. Here we go with Rabbit Raider Jonesy. Legendary reskin of the Soldier's Raider subclass has been added to the event store. One thing, they said we're getting 2 heroes and then a fuzzy friend. The fuzzy friend seemed like Miss Bunny Penny, but actually Jonesy looks like a fuzzy friend also. So I don't know if these are the 2 legendary heroes, or the 2 new heroes, and there's still a new fuzzy friend to come or not. We will see. But on these, I'm going to go over them in detail. Raider Jonesy, that is right here. The Raider soldier, who is the shotgun specialist. I absolutely love shotguns. So to me, this is a lot of good stuff for her. She gets shockwave right off the bat, followed by debilitating shots, which increases the mob's vulnerability when you shoot them. And then we get into what makes her special is shell shock, increased shotgun damage by 24%. That is a nice little increase. Shotguns do just tons of damage, mainly if you can get up close and personal using them. Survivalist, killing an enemy with an ability or weapon recovers 3 base health per second over 3 seconds. Great, so you're self-healing. Good thing to have. Frag grenade. It's a great ability. She doesn't have any perks to really increase that frag grenade like the urban assault, but once again, it's nice for just clearing out a bunch of little husk all at one time. Perfect engineering, applies 3 stack of debilitating shots to all enemies hit by shockwave. Okay, not a big deal. I love to reload. I love doing this. Reloading the equipped weapon increases run speed by 30% for 3 seconds. And for her, I would use double barrel shotgun all the time. So it shoots twice, reload, shoot twice, reload. And even if I shot once, you could hit reload. And that would give me a 30% increase to my run speed, which now requires no endurance to do. So that adds a lot of fun into the game for me. Just moving around faster, getting away from the mobs. Shotgun Specialist is going to be up really close to the mobs, so having that speed boost is huge. Critical Blast. Increase shotgun critical hit damage by 70%. Huge, huge increase. And I love it. This is a great soldier for taking down, like if a smasher gets through a trap tunnel and you want to take down a smasher fast, you want to take down husky husk fast, this soldier does a really great job with a shotgun doing it. War Cry, once again, this is area effect. All your allies within 4 tiles grants 40% more damage, 40% attack speed for range weapons, and 40% more damage. And and 16 attack speed for melee. But this is huge. I mean, you just get all this damage added on to your crit damage, added on to your shotgun damage. So really, really doing massive damage with your shotgun. Kneecapper increases the effectiveness of the vulnerability stacks. And then Flak Vest, another great thing. She is somebody, since she's using shotguns, shotguns have short range overall. They are up close to the battle, which is what I love playing with this raider. But that also puts you at high risk, but she has Flak Vest, which reduces damage taken by that first hit by 90%. Then it reduces to 60%, then it reduces 30%, and then it reduces to 0, and is disabled for 60 seconds after the 3rd hit. So she is a great one. One thing, she probably doesn't get recognized as much because usually people look at the end of the mission when the combat score comes up, and usually the urban assault can always get more or higher score because she's using those grenades that have the lingering damage effect, which does a massive amount, well, it does a lot of damage to a lot of the husk, mainly the lower level ones, taking them out. This one is great for taking out the bigger husks, the husky husks, the smashers, the takers, and she takes them out really fast. Plus, she can move around faster than almost any of the other soldiers because of that reload speed increase. But unfortunately, she never has that high top-end combat score that the urban assault soldier seems to always get. So if you're worried about the combat score, urban assault's probably better. If you want to try a different soldier that's just a lot of fun and can be the hero for taking down the smashers, definitely give the Raider a try. Shotguns in the game are absolutely amazing. Get yourself a double barrel shotgun and then a medium range shotgun, and you can just own the mobs. But going back, we will go to Miss Bunny Penny, legendary reskin of the Plasma Specialist. Right now, most people know the Plasma Specialist as Isa. And, ooh, sorry, I hate to do that. But the other big thing, squad bonus. Adjustable choke increases crit hit rate with shotguns by 20%. That is huge for me because right now I play urban assault soldier all the time, and 90% of the time I'm shooting a shotgun. So this allows me to increase that crit hit rate by 20% on my urban assault, making her even more diddly. So this is definitely a hero you should grab. If not for using as your main, using it as your support bonus. Sorry about that. Hopping back over to the Plasma Specialist. As the name implies, she is focused on the plasma pulse. This is a let's see, deploys a device which emits exploding plasma energy every 0.125 seconds for 10 seconds, dealing a base of 14 plasma energy damage. This is a great damage inducing area effect. It's kind of the constructor's grenade, lingering grenade, which is a great thing to have. And then she has the base, as all constructors do. But since her focus is energy, she regenerates energy 25% faster than a normal character. Reduces the cooldown of Plasma Pulse by 20 seconds. So now you can keep dropping that Plasma Pulse again and again. Crit hits with hardware melee weapons trigger a kinetic overload, dealing a base of 50 plasma energy damage and knockback to the target. We'll get some increases to that. Exit plan. When she is inside the base, basically walking on any floors that are protected by her base, the constructor's speed and blunt weapon crit hit rate are increased. Speed by 12%, crit hit rate increased by 6%. So this is just showing that not only does she have the plasma pulse, but you give her a great big hammer, and she can go to town on husks when they're walking on her floors. Increased damage of plasma pulse by 20%. Plasma pulse kills cause the constructor shield to regenerate at 15% its normal rate. So you're getting energy back faster, you're getting your shield back faster. And consecutive plasma pulse kills refresh the duration. She has bull rush. It's a good one to use. It's nice for stopping the charge of a smasher. And also, if you got a line of mobs beating on a wall, you can line yourself up and just take them all out with one bull rush. Kind of nice to do. Recycling. This is, I haven't mentioned it in the patch notes yet. There is big changes to recycling. For every 5 building of the same material, base generates 1 of that resource material every 60 seconds. The base can store a maximum of 150. You've seen this in my videos all the time with Nox. He has the same thing. Basically, doing your build at the beginning of the mission, right where you get in, drop your base on it, go running off to do whatever you need to, and you come back and you got tons of resources waiting for you. And then finally, increases the rate of plasma pulse explosions by 33%. So right now, your plasma pulse is just doing massive damage. And when you play around with this, as I have, I've just learned, drop the plasma pulse, and then I'll do a circle around it, having a trail of husks following me. And the plasma pulse just chews right through them. If you choose for gadgets, slow field, that will also make it so you can do a bunch more damage with that plasma pulse. And also, just as the Raider, she is one of the main characters people keep around for their bonus. She has tactical bonus. To me, in the game, support bonuses that are good are easy to find. Tactical bonuses are very difficult to find. And she has the tactical bonus of plasma grenades. Frag grenade afflicts targets, dealing 8% extra energy damage every half second for 3 seconds. Once again, this combo of the plasma specialist and the Raider absolutely works great with my urban assault soldier, where now she's doing much more grenade damage and doing much more shotgun damage. So I'm really happy. I'm just absolutely loving this. But moving on, once again, making the game move along faster and people having more fun is the Mantis Sleep energy cost has been reduced from 50 to 20. I think this is a huge deal. I tried playing ninjas. I kind of liked it. But first of all, I would always run out of energy just running around. And then when I wanted to do the double jump, I never had the energy for it. So now we get rid of the energy cost for sprint, and we reduce this by over 50%. So now I can have a lot more fun when I'm playing the ninja. As part of removing the energy requirement of sprint, we have basically they went through their Outlanders because there was a perk that helped with that, and they changed it out to now a phase shift perk. And they did that to multiple Outlanders, including the most latest one, Shamrock Outlander. So that is good. Now I was talking about the recycling perk. The recycling will now take into account the level of the buildings near the base. This was always something I wish they had done, and glad they're doing it, because I always do 3-tier building pieces, whether it's metal, wood, or stone. And now they will recycle more, giving you, if you do 1 tier, 1 piece, 2 tiers, 3 pieces, 3rd tier, 6 pieces. Recycling now requires 3 building pieces of the same material, reduced from 5, to generate 1 of the appropriate resources. Hyper-threading now improves recycling to only need 2 building pieces of the same material. I believe that is on Hotfixer Constructor, who has that. The one thing they have to change on this, to me it's a big thing, is make it that only the constructor who puts down the base can gather these materials. This is one of my pet peeves. I will go into a mission. The other 3 people run off to go do their gathering or whatever minor quest they do, but I always run straight to the mission objective. I build the main defenses for the objective. I put down my base, and then I go to gather, and then somebody who did not do one single thing for building any defenses for the objective goes and collects all my materials out of my base. They have to change that. Only the constructor who puts down the base should be allowed to take pieces out of the base. And the thing is, if the constructor takes out more than he can store, it drops to the ground. And if it drops to the ground, fine, anybody can pick it up. But for the initial taking out of the base, only the constructor who laid it down. And I'll stop going off on that. And once again, we get down to more bug fixes. They fixed the corrosive blade damage cap at 10,000. Now it's scaling better. And correct an issue which would cause the corrosive tactical perk damage to cap. Also correct an issue that caused the boomstick perk of going commando to have incorrect effects. Energy effects should now always cover this gun as intended. That is huge, mainly at upper levels. You gotta have energy on your weapons to be taking out those elemental husks. Fixed an issue that caused ninja throwing stars to not do damage at close range. I was wondering about that. I just figured I was bad at throwing them and was aiming them wrong, because every once in a while I would get no damage from them. Now I know it was a bug. Good to know. Fix a crash when viewing 5-star, epic, and legendary versions of the following heroes. So all that will be taken care of. Fix an issue that gave the rare version of Lunar Constructor and Outlander heroes level 25 and 30 perks. Didn't know that was out there. Pretty cool. Fix an issue causing vulnerability icon from debilitating shots to reappear on enemies that have no longer had this effect. Noticed that a lot. It was kind of distracting, but not a big issue. Fix an issue with hammer critical chance perk for constructors not working. Dragon Fist hammer. I do have that hammer. I really like that hammer, but I have not leveled it up yet. Epic Sarah Claus now has a correct medical fumes perk at 12 instead of Dragon Days. And once again, just going through, fix an issue with recycling perk constructor base, where it could reward wood even when there was no wood pieces in the range of the base. I was wondering about that. I would always get a bunch, and I always usually build out of metal. But fix an issue where maximum amount of resources collect per minute and not being displayed in recycling perk tools. The following issues with smoke bombs have been addressed. Remove window buttons from defender post, ammo count panel, who cares? And change skill tree tooltip and bonus section of supply drop to read correctly. A few more minor ones, but yeah, this was a huge quality of life update. It's gonna be great. The 2 heroes coming in for the Easter event, they're not new. They are simply reskins, but they're reskins of ones that are really needed in the game, if not for playing as the main heroes, for using for support. And the Rabbit Raider Jonesy is not a regular hero. If you level your collection book up to level 100, you will get a Raider legendary. And then there was a scavenger event where you could get the Raider soldier. So no, if you want this one, grab it now, because it might be a while before you can get it. Where Miss Bunny Penny, which really is just Izza the Constructor, she can, that one you can get anytime in the game. But no, that is it. I really wanted to let people know about this. There is a huge of really good things going on here, and I hope they all work the way they're supposed to, and the update works the way it's supposed to. And have a great and amazing day. Let me know your comments, your thoughts, and take care.